Fight week, you're here for the grand arrivals. First off, let's talk about these fights that's coming up. How do you see that fight between Mayweather and Pacquiao? You know both of them pretty well.
Well, hey Ryan, first of all, nice to be here talking with you. And how would I see the fight? Man, it's very tough to say who will win or give prediction at this particular time, just because it's such an intriguing matchup. We just don't know who's going to have the edge. One is the best offensive fighter, and the other the best defensive fighter, counter-attacker. It's hard to say. I prefer to. I want to see their faces. I want to see their team, see how they feel, see the vibe that I'm getting from them. Because usually, when the confidence is there, the energy is much more than your opponent. So we just have to wait and see.
You know, you've been on Mayweather undercards, you've been on Pacquiao undercards. You know how big the events are, whether it's in Vegas, whether it's in Macau. But this fight, man, it's already packed and it's only Tuesday. Do you see something different in this versus the other fights?
I do, man. This fight, we have been waiting 5 years for this fight, and I think that all the people that, as soon as they knew the fight was done, finished, and official, everybody grabbed their tickets, grabbed reserved the rooms. I mean, MGM is booked, Mandalay Bay is booked, and everyone's excited to see it, man. It's an event like never before. I think the last time we saw something like this possibly was the Fight of the Millennium, which was Oscar De La Hoya and Felix Trinidad, Sugar Ray Leonard, and who was it with? Well, you know what I'm talking about.
Hagler.
Hagler and Hearn. So many of them. So it's definitely one of the top fights ever.
Okay, so you just mentioned actually a couple of different top fights and different fights to the Millennium. In your opinion, where is this fight? You know, like how do you compare it? And also, you know, everybody talks about TBE. Is the winner of this TBE, or at least even the best of our generation? How do you put this into perspective for us?
Yeah. Well, it definitely matches up with all the other events, without a doubt. Okay. You know, with what I mean by other events is the Muhammad Ali and Frazier of our time. You know, now Sugar Ray Leonard with Hagler, Sugar Ray Leonard with Hearns, Oscar De La Hoya with Felix Trinidad. It does match up with it. I mean, the event says it for itself. You know, the people how we're waiting for it. The best ever. I mean, I don't know. Hey, it's I guess it just matters on everyone's personal opinion.
Okay.
You know, because some will always say Muhammad Ali will, some will say Floyd, some will say, I mean, just everyone's different opinion there.
Okay, and what's going on with your career? You know, we know at 147, 140, a lot of great fights taking place. You got a title. I'm sure you want to get in there with all these guys. What's going on with you? When do you think you'll be back in the ring?
Well, you know, there's several opportunities out there, thankfully. You know, either at 40 or 47, I'm down for it. I'm ready for it. I'll take on whoever. You know, I've never ducked anyone, and I'm ready to go. Now, I have the world title at 140. I would like to make one last title defense there, hopefully by the end of the year. But I do want to fight at welterweight now. It'd be real nice, you know, just to have, even if it's an international title at welterweight against a big name, and then being able to maybe come back down to 140 as a goodbye to 140, you know, farewell. And but I'm looking for bigger opportunities at welterweight.
We've heard names like Brandon Rios, Timothy Bradley. We heard June dates mentioned. Is there anything closer to a final opponent yet, or any time frame when we'll probably know?
Those are the two names that we're working on now. They're two great fighters. One of them would be, the fight would be, it's being talked about late June. You know, late June, nothing's set, but we just have to wait and see. And hopefully, I like Timothy Bradley. Hopefully he's up for the fight. You know, he's a great fighter, but he just needs to make up his mind and see if he wants to match up with me or not. I think that there is some, I don't want to say scared, but there is some fear there. He knows that he knows what I'm about. But hey, that's what this should be about. You know, let's give the fans what they want to see, which is a great fight. So Timothy Bradley, let's get it done, man. You know, it'd be very entertaining.
Last question.
You heard it first here.
Yeah. Well, besides that, though, what was your take on Danny Garcia and Lamont Peterson? A lot of people thought Peterson won that fight. It's in your division.
It depends on how you saw the fight. Usually, a champion doesn't miss as much as Danny Garcia misses. You know, you should. I don't know. To me, a champion shouldn't miss so many punches nor look that way. It depends how you see the fight. Now, if you see a boxer that's making you miss, I saw him. I didn't see Danny Garcia do nothing the first 6 rounds, but I saw him putting pressure. Lamont Peterson did land a few more punches in the beginning 6 rounds than Danny Garcia did, but he was moving around too much. He should have stood there a little more. Towards the 7th, 8th round, I'd give them all to Peterson. You know, he should have done that a few rounds earlier. I think he didn't have anything to be scared of. He should have just. I'm not saying that he was scared, but he should have been more aggressive earlier.
They need us move. So last message for your fans in Boxing Scene and Boxeo Mundial.
Of course, man. Well, first of all, I want to thank you all for tuning in to Boxing Scene, Boxeo Mundial. Stay tuned. I'm always here to give you great fights. I'm not thugging anyone. You know, just support me, support us, and we're gonna give you great fights. I always have done, and you know it. So just tune in, watch the next one.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.